The topic of my talk today is right effort, easy does it, effort, and the nervous system. So there's a phrase that doesn't appear in traditional texts. We've used it quite a bit over the years, but it captures something essential about right effort. And the phrase is easy does it. At first glance, it could sound like the opposite of effort, but in practice, we want to consider it's what makes effort possible. So, in traditional teachings, right effort leads to leads in the direction of increasing calm, towards collectedness, towards deeper states of stability and concentration. But we kind of have seen less of an emphasis on how much the nervous system plays a role in that. And when we're overwhelmed, stressed, dysregulated, our capacity for wise effort or right effort or skillful effort diminishes. We can push too hard, we can shut down. So I'm taking one perspective today that we're a bundle of nerves. I'm taking that in a few different ways, but from that physical, we're a bundle of nerves, an intricate, sensitive network. We're just constantly receiving, processing, responding the world. And when the nervous system is more activated, everything speeds up, thinking becomes quicker, body becomes tighter, our range of response can narrow. And when it's settled, there tends to be more space. I mean, they haven't measured it if there's more space between nerve endings, but there's, this is what's considered. There's more space, there's more flexibility, more clarity. So when we talk about easy does it, we're not just using it as a comforting phrase, though I find it very comforting. We're speaking really directly to this system and acknowledging that the quality of our effort is inseparable from the conditions of our bodies, of our nervous systems. And if we don't take that into account, I think we can end up forcing clarity on a system that's already overwhelmed. When we work with it, we're really allowing more for rest, for pacing, for stepping back. And that's a way we support the conditions to make a better decision about the kind of effort that the situation needs. So we are considering reflective meditation considers easy does it as regulation. So again, we talked about effort being the engine of the Eightfold Path. So just as an engine can overheat if it's pushed too hard, the effort can become constrained and reactive or depleted when it's not balanced. We want to modulate that intensity. I feel like always we're talking about some kind of modulation with our responses. And it's especially important now. Why now? So I have been asking myself, we're talking about the larger world, about old age, sickness, and death, about aging. But why is it important now to you? Your answer will be a little different than mine. Why it's important right now is, I'll give an example. Yesterday, we canceled plans for a vacation to Iceland. And it's not really only because of rising costs, but something shifted in my husband's and I's decision. And he said it simply, it just doesn't feel right. He can't, in good conscience, go on one of our dream vacations while his family is on heightened alert living in Iran. And I feel that importance of making a decision, letting our choices reflect what's actually happening in our lives. So in this decision, which others might do it differently, we're not just reacting, we really are responding intentionally. And it's a form of effort to do that, to stay in relationship with our values and our circumstances and allow them to shape what we do, even when it's a difficult decision or a difficult choice. So easy does it, offers us a gentler way. It allows us to step back a little bit more. We've been thinking about this for a long time, for while the U.S. war in Iran has been happening. And that stepping back, it feels like it's not in an avoidance, but more in a restorative way. We're really letting our systems settle. And from that, hoping that we're making a clear choice. And then I'm actually hoping our energy can return and we can make another decision at another time. That kind of capacity returns after some rest, capacity to make a wise decision for ourselves. So in our practice, we often hear that moments of ease arise unexpectedly. Softening, quieting, relief. People talk about this a lot when they're talking about their meditations sittings. And the states might seem unearned, but like you didn't do something to produce them. But they aren't random. They really do come from conditions, even if we don't understand all the conditions of why something happens in our practice, some quieting relief. So I think our practice is about learning to recognize and support those conditions, and also to question the way we talk to ourselves about effort. Sometimes when you receive, a softening state or less self, in your experience, you feel like it's a gift. But sometimes someone else might say, well, I'm being lazy. I didn't do anything. I don't deserve this. Well, maybe we are at times. This is something, we'd really have to consider. But can we be curious and discerning about the states that actually come in meditation? And what if we actually need rest and need to recalibrate, especially as we age and as conditions change, our capacity shifts. What looks like effort, 10 years ago may not be appropriate now. So right effort is dynamic, and it asks us, when is it time to stop? When is it time to change course? When is it time to do something different? So even in the midst, here's the conclusion. Even in the midst of difficult conditions, even when we're turning towards something painful, we are still moving in small ways. We're putting toes in, and then maybe coming back. We're going a little forward. We're swimming in the same circle. But saying not now when it's too much is a really good response to something, and coming back to it later. It's not a failure of effort when you don't muscle through something. I think it's more of a refinement of effort. Okay. We'll end here. I put a few things out there, as usual,